Hello everyone, I'm Shairi and welcome to another episode of our Tech Talk series by Quadrant Knowledge Solutions, where we discuss the latest technology trends with industry leaders and experts in the ICT domain. Today we have with us Damian Trzebunia, who is a Senior Director in Industry and Solution Marketing at Appian Corporation. Damian has been a passionate B2B SaaS software as a service product marketing leader with 18 years of enterprise software marketing experience in various kinds of companies, from startups to mature ones. So, today in this episode, we'll be discussing the importance of customer relationship management and customer engagement platforms in business. Hi, Damien, welcome again. So, yeah. Starting today's conversation, creating meaningful customer engagement has become quite essential in this fast paced digital world. The CRM software market is currently one of the fastest growing industries, driven by consumer demand for better customer service, automated engagement, and better customer experience. So, it has become a very vital tool for businesses of all sizes and providing several benefits to any businesses, from organizing contacts to automating any key tasks. So, my first question to you is, how vital do you think it is to install CRM software for startups as well as mature organizations? And when do you think a business is ready to have a CRM system ready to install?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great question. It's very timely in this current climate. I think essentially every company is in the business of creating customer experiences, regardless of industry. That's ultimately what differentiates brands from competitors. So, and when I think of creating customer experiences, it's very much a journey, regardless of the company size or the market you're in. I think the first thing you need, the first ingredient, is you need a spark. You need that emotive connection with your buyers. You need to have something differentiated, something unique to say, to offer to your target buyers. And once you have that spark, you're ready to scale and to grow. And that's where I think you need a process. You need to define a process for capturing, engaging, nurturing, retaining customers. And I think customer engagement ultimately is really about process excellence. But once you have that process defined, then you can think about what is the tech stack that can support you in that mission, and in delivering on that process, delivering on those customer experiences. And I think, a CRM system is a key component. It can be your system of record. It can be your baseline. You can build workflow around it. You can start to automate, scale. You can track engagement, and you can essentially open a dialogue, an ongoing dialogue with your prospects and customers. And I think it can also help facilitate the relationship between sales and marketing, and help you align on your go-to-market strategy. So I think it's essential, but it's not necessarily the first thing.
Okay, great, Damien. You mentioned some great points. So speaking on the same, a CRM assists you a great deal in storing customer data, right? Such as user behavior, or say how long a customer has been with your business, their purchase records, or their notes on sales interactions, like any metrics you can use to optimize your sales and marketing processes or improve your customer service across your organization. So on that note, how would you go about deciding which CRM software could be suitable for your business, and like what would be the criteria on which it would depend on?
Yeah, no, that's another great question. I think I think of this in terms of the big picture. I think the overall approach and the architecture is so important, because in today's climate, what you want to build for is speed, flexibility, and scale. And so for instance, you want to think about, you want to be in the cloud, because of the inherent advantages of that, the cost reduction, the time to market, flexibility, the iteration that it affords, the the enhanced security, collaboration, et cetera, et cetera. But I also think it's about integration and thinking about how will this investment, the system of record, the CRM application coexist with your current tech investments, because your CRM system's likely going to have to pull data from other environments, other systems. So you want to think about your architecture as a whole. I think there are other things to think about as well. For instance, layering in AI or artificial intelligence to help, in a contact center scenario or use case, making your agents as productive as possible, helping them to be the best version of themselves when they're on the phone with customers. So I think the first thing is architecture and how this will fit with your overall technology investment in the modern enterprise that you're trying to build. And of course, you want to be as modular as you can be. You want to run as a service, and you want to incorporate some of these breakthrough technologies like AI. As far as the actual CRM application, I think you want something that's flexible, that's going to adapt and grow with you. I think that's critical. The other thing that I think is critical is the actual user experience, because you're going to have to sell this internally. You have to drive engagement, and so if the application can sell itself and you get more uptake, then you've won a major internal battle, and you can focus on how to make that CRM system a place where you learn more and more about your customers and engage with them more and more. So I would think of it first from the perspective of your broader architecture and building a modern enterprise and taking advantage of the latest trends and technology. And then once you get to the actual CRM application, I think, again, it's flexibility and ease of use.
Yeah, great. So as we talked about it before, creating meaningful customer engagement has become quite a necessity in today's modern and digitized business world. Like from startups to mature organization, it is essential for every business to provide a centralized platform to manage their customer interactions and in turn boost their customer experience. So what, according to you, are the most important reasons for adopting CRM software and customer engagement platforms that can help you driving growth for your brand?
Yeah, I think a customer engagement platform ultimately helps you learn more about who your buyers really are and how they engage with you, and what drives that engagement. So I think one of the core benefits, I think, is automation and tracking. So you can start to automate programs you take to market, and then you can start to measure how your prospects are engaging with your programs, with your content, with your website. And you can once you start gathering data, you can do a lot of interesting things. You can start to segment your target buyers. You can score your customers based on how they're engaging with you, and you can set up nurtures to cultivate that relationship, that engagement. You can build a funnel, so you can understand at which points in the customer funnel engagement might be lower, conversions might be low. So I think that can be very insightful, and you can really start to understand the customer journey, and how to map to that, so that it's the customer dictating how they buy, how they approach your service or your product, and you can respond to that, and you can meet them in terms of how they think about your brand and what they're trying to accomplish. So I think a CRM gives you that transparency, that visibility, and it lets the customer, it's a mechanism for the customer, it's for the market to tell you what it needs, what it finds interesting about your brand, about your message, about your content, about your thought leadership. And then you can tune and make adjustments so that it's always about the customer and what they want, and you're listening and you're responding and you're building credibility in that way, and engagement. So those are some of the things that that come to mind. But I think automation or hyper automation is a huge tech trend right now going into this year and beyond. And I think CRM or contact center applications are going to really benefit from that. So those are just some thoughts. Yeah.
Very well said, Damien. So, moving on, as we can see these days, that many companies seem to be in a lot of dilemma while choosing a CRM for their business, like whether they should go for an on-premise CRM or follow the recent trends around cloud CRM. So, there are many arguments that include pros and cons for both the parties, which can eventually lead to confusion for them. So, what would be your preference for that? And because of this recent digitization around us, do you think cloud-based CRM has gained a slight advantage over on-premise CRM system? So, like as a business, how should one decide like what kind of CRM is best to go for?
Yeah, great question. And again, very timely. I think again, you want to, given the current climate and consumer expectations and how quickly businesses have to respond, how quickly they have to scale to meet demand of their mission critical applications like CRM, you really want to, again, build and optimize for speed, flexibility, and scale. And of course, this is where cloud gives you huge advantages in terms of faster time to market. It's easy to get something out the door and to have the market respond to it, and then you can make adjustments based on that. Gives you scalability, flexibility. There's cost savings involved. You benefit from things like enhanced security, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of benefits. So I think cloud certainly has an edge. I think there are scenarios in certain markets, industries where on-prem makes more sense. But in general, given where the climate is, where things are headed, you want to build for speed. So that's one thing, and a cloud is a fantastic vehicle for doing that. Another vehicle for speed, flexibility, scale is low code, where you can essentially get to market much faster, and you can build software with flowcharts, drag and drop. Activity versus writing lines of code, so it accelerates time to market. That's really the core benefit. So that's another example of a vehicle that helps you get to market faster. And then so I think and this is again where I think the overall architecture is so important, and being able to leverage things like microservices and Kubernetes, which is that open source project for managing cloud workloads, like all these things. And even back to what I was saying earlier about AI and integrations as well. You have a lot of legacy systems that don't have APIs. Well, today with things like Data Fabric as an example, you can auto-generate APIs to these legacy systems, and you can build connections much faster and leverage that data. So I think cloud gives you a huge advantage. I think low code is a bonus, and I think there are other things like AI could also make a huge difference.
Yep. Great. So we have almost come to the end of our session, but before that, I have one last question for you. So, Damien, one thing we can already estimate is that the future of CRM is expecting a lot of advancements and will continue to give insights for future actions, which will in turn assist us in providing a valuable and personalized experience to our customers. So, where do you think the future of CRM and CEP is evolving, and like what more advancements can we expect in this domain in the year 2023 and beyond?
Yeah, great question. So I probably highlight a couple of things. One is this concept of a data fabric, which is essentially an integrated layer of data or layer of fabric of data and connecting processes. And this is where you're able to essentially connect to all of your enterprise data without having to build costly integrations, without having to write SQL queries. And I think this is so important for customer engagement, because it helps you truly create that single view of a customer. This is something that it's been talked about for a long time, but but I think that's a critical element of any CRM application. You're going to have to pull information, data from other systems, and a data fabric allows you to. It's essentially serves as that gateway into your enterprise data. It lets you access the data. It lets you modify the data. It's secure access. It's easy access. And I think that's going to be a huge trend, not only for CRM, but for other system of record applications. The other one I would highlight is artificial intelligence, or AI. I think AI is really coming into its own. It's certainly we're seeing that in recent months. I think it's just going to be a big year for AI. And I think ultimately what it's going to do is, especially in a contact center scenario, it's going to make agents smarter, more efficient, more intelligent about the customers they're serving. It's essentially going to assist them in a more intelligent way so they can be the best version of themselves when they're actually handling a customer claim or resolving a customer issue. So I think that's going to be tremendous. The other two trends I might just highlight briefly is low code, which has been gaining traction for a long time. It's just a faster way to build enterprise applications. And the other is process automation. I mentioned that CRM ultimately comes down to process excellence. I think process automation and hyper automation, especially in the context of a contact center application, is tremendous, because it means faster time to resolution. It means better service, more engagement from customers. So I think a lot of this is about leveraging some of the trending topics in technology, bringing that to bear on customer engagement, and I think there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. So thank you, Damian, again for joining us in this conversation today, and thank you for your valuable inputs. It was really great to have a conversation with you.